What a unique capacity that God has placed into the human experience. The capacity to feel, to be emotional. And that's as real as it gets. We feel. Now here's the second thing. Nothing makes us feel more intensely than words aptly spoken. When somebody says something to us at the right time in the right place, it can give you the courage to do something you never thought you could do. But if it's the wrong word, it can depress you, cause you to go into a season of struggle. You ever heard a wife say to her husband, "You never tell me that you love me"? And what does the husband say? "Yeah, but I show you." And what does she say? "It's not good enough. I need the words." The wounds of men who will hear this message this weekend are deep when they had fathers who could never tell them that they loved them. What about musicians? They don't settle for mere melodies. They reach for words to express themselves. So emotions and feelings and words are all inextricably tied together. God himself, the ultimate Father, used words, spoke words to his own Son. "This is my beloved Son with whom I'm well pleased. You are my Son. I love you. I'm proud of you." What I'm saying is we too are emotional, rational beings created in the image of God, and we need words. We need words, and those words will impact our feelings and emotions. And so because God knows we're wired that way, he speaks, he spoke, and he's always speaking. The problem is, as we've been in this series, I was in the parking lot after the first sermon in the series, and I talked to a young lady who said, "Pastor Jeff," well, I said, "How are you doing?" She goes, "Not good. Not good." I said, "What's wrong?" She goes, "Well, I kind of feel left out because you keep talking about God speaking, and do you know what I hear from God?" I said, "What?" She said, "Nothing. Nothing. I've never heard God speak in any way." There's a political commentary that I often read. His name is Douglas Murray. He's a British author. I'm intrigued by him because he believes that the Judeo-Christian values have immeasurably influenced the West. So he sees the value in Scripture, in God, the Bible, even the story of the resurrection, but he's not a believer. And he was asked by my friend Justin Brierley on the Unbelievable podcast, "What would it take for you to believe?" And his response was this: "I need to hear a voice. I need to hear a voice." Now the question is expecting God to speak to you illogical? No way. Here's why. Because God speaks in the Bible all the time. 15 times in Genesis 1 alone, God speaks. We could have just had the account of how creation happened, but God decided to tell you, God said, God spoke. In Hebrews chapter 1, the writer says, "In the past, God spoke to our ancestors through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom also he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory, an exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word." What I'm saying, and I grew up in a conservative church, and I'm still mad about it, because it took me a long time to recognize what I'm missing out on. That God is a God who speaks. We serve a God who's constantly telling us through the word that we are the sons and daughters of God, and he wants a relationship with us. Well, I tell you what, good fathers talk to their children. And we're told that we're the bride of Christ.